better understand what's going on with this trend, I want to bring in Jessica Kriegel. She's a workplace culture expert and the Chief Strategy Officer of Culture Partners, and Misty Hegnes, a professor and economist for the University of Kansas. Nice to have you both on. So, Misty, let's start with you. We saw an exodus of women from the workforce during the pandemic. We were just talking about that. And then some returned. So why right now are so many leaving, this time seemingly for good?
Yeah, thanks, Pam, for having me. I would say the reporting is spot on there in terms of the reasons why we were seeing a lot of women exit the workforce in 2025. The return to office has really cut short for women, their ability to work and manage their households. There's a trend with women's labor force participation where it's pretty much goes up and down with schooling and childcare. So when your kids are have care, you work. When they don't, you stop working. So we know that that's a trend with women's labor force participation. But what we're seeing now is with less flexibility, women are exiting and choosing to stay home.
And Jessica, you've led research showing what happens when company leadership roles are filled by women. What did you find?
Yeah, at Culture Partners, we researched this very issue to look at the impact on revenue growth for companies when women leave the workforce, particularly women leaders. So, what we found was when more than 50% of your leadership roles are filled by women, you have stronger revenue growth, you have stronger culture, and you have higher employee engagement. When you have less than 50% of your leadership roles filled by women, those numbers go down not just for women, but for men as well. So, this deeply impacts organizations' ability to drive results, to be productive, and to accomplish the goals that they have in mind.
And just to follow up with you on that, what about just the overall economy, the impact there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we want as many people in the workforce as possible in the thriving economy in order to see the GDP grow, in order for there to be work opportunities. And if women are leaving the workforce at these rates, it is a red flag. And this is something that, I mean, you either believe that this is a problem or you don't. And in order to take accountability, the best thing that you can do is stop trying to figure out who's to blame. Is it the RTO mandate? Is it the federal government workforce? Whatever is going on. We just need to figure out, how can I take accountability? What focus can I have on how I can impact this problem, either in your workplace or in your advocacy to help make a difference?
Misty, I'm curious about the conversations you've had with women who have left and any women who left because they wanted to spend time with their young kids. I am a mom of three little ones and I understand that pool very much. But I think that there's a concern among women that if you leave, it's really hard to get back in. What kind of stories have you heard?
Yeah, that's a legitimate concern. So one thing that we know about the gender wage gap today is two-thirds of it is specifically due to parenthood and motherhood in specific. And so when women leave the labor force to have a baby or to care for their child when they're an infant or toddler, basically, even if they return to the workforce, they never return to the level that they were at when they left. And it's one of the reasons why we see this big gap. And so women are having to make decisions about, do I want to, stay home and care for my children, or do I want to go out and work? But those decisions don't only impact women and men right now today. They impact their entire lifetime earnings. And so it's a big decision.
Yeah, wow, that's really weighty, right? And black women have a higher unemployment rate than other groups of women, reaching 6-7% in August. That's more than twice the rate for white women. Why is that, Misty?
Yeah, so there's lots of reasons why this is, and I tend to think of mothers of small children, Black women, and other sorts of sensitive groups that are sensitive to the ability to work as kind of canaries in the coal mine in terms of the well-being and overall health of our workforce. And
Hmm.
essentially, what happens is these women are the first in and the last in and the first out. So if you see labor force participation rates really going up with Black women or with women of small children, you can look at that as kind of like we have somewhat of a robust labor market. The minute things start to go downhill or tighten up, those are the women, those are the workers who are the first to exit the labor market. And a lot of it has to do with the need for flexibility that these women have and the types of jobs that they have. So, you know, it's a problem, and we should be paying more attention to this.
And that's why we're doing this segment here today, and we're going to continue to cover this. Misty and Jessica, thank you so much to both of you.